In this box, there's over $3,000 worth of LEGO Star Wars minifigures, containing some of the rarest and most hard to find minifigures, polybags, and sets, and an unexpected item that could be worth thousands or make this lot a complete waste of money. So let's see if we can make our money back. Our first minifigure is this Gar Saxton, who only ever appeared in the Mandalorian Starfighter, an exclusive minifigure that's worth about $30. Our next minifigure is everyone's favorite Clanker General Grievous. This particular version appeared in 3 sets from 2014 to 2020 and goes for about $25. And he'll definitely make a fun addition to my collection. Our next minifigure is this Boba Fett, who appeared in 2 sets. This particular version has the printed cloth pauldron, so it'll go for about $10. And next we take a trip to the Old Republic era, where we have 3 of the minifigures from the Jedi Defender class cruiser. The first of which is this Sith Warrior, who goes for about $75. This is such a nice minifigure. Our next is the Jedi Counselor, who also goes for about $75. This particular minifigure uses the same headdress that the Luminara and Dula uses, just in a white colorway. And lastly, we have the Jedi Knight, who is exclusive to that set and goes for around $140 in this condition. The Old Republic had some goated sets and goated minifigures, so I'm so happy to be adding them back to my collection. And it doesn't stop there, as we have a few more minifigures from the Old Republic. First up, we have Jace Malcolm and Sateli Shan from the Republic Striker class Starfighter. 2 amazing minifigures and both worth about $16. Next, we have a Republic Trooper from the Republic Troopers vs. Sith Troopers Battle Pack from 2013, worth about $4, but this is such an underrated trooper. And lastly, we have the most recent of the Old Republic minifigures, being Darth Malak, who appeared as an anniversary minifigure in 2024 in the R2-D2 set. This is such an amazing minifigure and is worth about $30, but we do have one more Old Republic minifigure coming a bit later on in this video. Next, we have all of the minifigures from the Rogue Shadow from 2008, with a battle-damaged Vader, Captain Juno Eclipse, as well as Starkiller. These minifigures are based off of the Force Unleashed game, with Galen Merrick aka Starkiller as the main character. But
this is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
That's right, we have 2 Starkillers in this lot. Now, something cool about this minifigure is it's considered a banned minifigure because of the blood on the torso. Something that LEGO very rarely prints on minifigures, and something they haven't done for such a long time, which leads everyone to believe that Starkiller will never be remade in another set. The battle damage Vader is worth about $18, Juno Eclipse is worth about $6, and both Starkillers are worth $75 a piece. And next we take a trip to Dagobah with this Luke Skywalker minifigure, who only ever appeared in the X-Wing from 2003 and 2004. Now, unfortunately, he has the incorrect printed tile on the back, which is a $20 piece on its own, as well as having a pretty large torso crack and dent on the front of the torso. This minifigure would be worth about $80, but in this condition will only go for $20. So we have both Mandalorians from the Ambush on Mandalore Battle Pack from 2024. Both minifigures are worth about $3 and will definitely be a good addition to my army. Next, from the same set, we have 2 Imperial Commandos. These are some really cool minifigures worth about $5 a piece, and I'm very curious to see if they ever appear in another set. And next, we have a ton of different 212th Clone Troopers. Starting off with 2 Phase 2 Commander Codys from the ATTE, worth about $30 a piece and one of the best clones in recent years. Rolling back the years, we have 2 Phase 1 Commander Codys. The version with armor only ever appeared in the 2008 Republic Attack gunship, and they both will go for about $55. And then for 212th Clone Troopers, we have 3 of each, the OG from 2014 as well as the new ones from 2022. The old ones go for 12 a piece, while the new ones go for only 6, and you can really see the difference of how LEGO was moving back in 2014 compared to today. And next we have the 187th Clone Troopers, exclusive to the 2023 Republic fighter tank. These are some amazing minifigures with such a nice purple color scheme, and these minifigures would have been perfect if it weren't for the printed wastegapes. Nonetheless, some great minifigures, and while the Airborne Troopers are worth about $13 a piece and the Regs are worth about $15 a piece. And from that same set, we have Mace Windu. This is probably my favorite version of Mace Windu ever, with this amazing printing on the arms. And overall, there's just so much detailing on this minifigure, and he's worth about $6 a piece. And next we have Chancellor Palpatine from the Coruscant Guard gunship, worth about $18, and this guy has a crazy evil face. I really don't know how the Jedi didn't put 2 and 2 together earlier. Luckily, we have some minifigures from the Palpatine's Arrest set to take care of him. We have 2 Sassy Tins as well as Anakin, and Palpatine's Arrest is just such a goated set. All of these minifigures are worth about $40 a piece. And with them, we can finally bring the Chancellor to justice in front of the Senate.
I am the Senate.
If only Anakin stayed behind, then they would have been able to bring the Chancellor justice, and Mace Windu wouldn't have been defenestrated. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case, so our next minifigures are Darth Vader as well as Emperor Palpatine. This particular version of Palpatine appeared in 3 sets and goes for about $6, and this Vader has appeared in 2 sets and goes for about $4. And next we have 3 Stormtroopers with dual molded helmets. Definitely a controversial minifigure deemed the Family Guy Stormtrooper due to its large helmet, and I can definitely see the resemblance, but all 3 of these guys will go for about $2 to $3 a piece. And next we have the Artillery Stormtrooper from the Armored Marauder. This is such a cool minifigure with a ton of different yellow markings and even having a cloth yellow cauldron. I love all the detailing, and this is definitely an underrated Stormtrooper. You even have the backpack around the back, and it's worth about $10. And next we have another Stormtrooper, this time the one from Star Wars Rebels, who appeared in 6 sets and goes for about $2. And while it's definitely not a design for everyone, it has a special place in my heart. And next we have 2 sets of minifigures from the Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack. This set released in 2023, and all 8 of these minifigures will sell for about $3 a piece. And next we have our Clone Shock Troopers, who have appeared in 2 sets, and are slotted to appear in a mech in 2026. And each one of them is worth about $4 a piece. And next we have 2 Phase 2 Regs from the Clone Trooper Battle Pack, which are worth about $3 a piece. And after a trip through our trusty time machine, we roll back the clock 20 years ago to these OG style of Phase 2 Clone Troopers. The one on the left released in 2005 and goes for about $5, while the one on the right is actually a different variant that released in 2010 and only ever appeared in 1 set. You can tell by the more defined torso printing, and this will make the one on the right go for around $12. And next up we have everyone's favorite Clone Legion, the 501st.
Yes, sir.
First we have 2 heavies from the 501st Specialist Battle Pack, which was definitely overhated. These guys have some great printing as well as a visor and even a really cool printed backpack. And next we have the minifigures from the 2020 501st Battle Pack, one of the greatest of all time. And each of these minifigures will go for about $6 to $7. And going back to the first ever 501st Clone Trooper from 2014, this guy appeared in 2 sets and will go for about $14. And onto the most underrated 501st Clone Trooper, we have the 501st Clone Pilot from the Z95 Headhunter. Exclusive to that set, this minifigure goes for about $35. And I really hope to see more Phase 2 Clone Pilots from LEGO in the future. We also have Captain Rex as well as ARC Trooper 5s to lead the 501st. Rex appeared in 2 sets and will go for about $7, while 5s only ever appeared in 1 and will sell for about $10. And lastly, we have 2 Phase 1 Captain Rexes who have appeared in 3 sets and are worth about $100 a piece. Arguably one of, if not the most iconic LEGO Clone Troopers of all time. And next we got a whole lot of clankers, with 6 B1 battle droids who have only ever appeared in 51 sets, making them worth about 50 cents a piece, as well as 3 of the new super battle droids worth about 80 cents a piece, 3 AAT drivers as well as Kashyyyk battle droids that are worth about $1 a piece, a battle droid pilot who's worth about $1, as well as his dismembered friend. And lastly, we have the tactical droid who is exclusive to Mace Windu's Jedi Starfighter, making it worth about $65. This is a very hard minifigure to come by, but if you want to win one for completely free, I'll be going live on Wednesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. EST over on Whatnot, where I'll be auctioning off over 200 minifigures starting off at just $1, as well as giving away a ton of other minifigures other than just the tactical droid. And if you sign up using the link in the description, you'll get $15 off of your first purchase. That's basically a free minifigure or 2. It helps me out a ton, but the best way to help me out is to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. But let's get back on into the video. With all of these clankers, we're gonna need some clones to take them down, and who better for the job than these ARC Troopers. Exclusive to the Elite Troopers Battle Pack, these are some of the greatest clones that LEGO has ever made, and they're worth about $30 a piece. And the droids are no match for them. And from that same set, we have 2 Elite ARF Troopers as well as another ARC Trooper that I'd forgotten about. These Elite ARF Troopers are so cool and some of my favorite clones with the different maroon markings, and I just love the ARF Trooper design for the Clone Troopers, in which that LEGO gave us more of them. We also have another ARC Trooper that I had forgotten about, worth about $30, while the ARF Troopers are worth about $10. And our next 2 Clone Troopers come from the Clone Walker Battle Pack, one of the greatest battle packs of all time. And I just love the 2008 style of Clone Trooper. The Reg will go for about $10, while the Gunner will go for about $8. And next we have some Episode 2 style Clone Troopers with the Commander as well as the Lieutenant and the Captain. The Commander released in 3 sets, being the Blister Pack, one of the Advent Calendars, and actually doubled as a clone pilot in the UCS gunship.
Commander, which also doubles as the pilot of the ship.
And he's worth about $7. Next we have the Clone Lieutenant, one of my personal favorite LEGO Clone Troopers. This particular version is from the Polybag from 2013 and is worth about $30. I love the blue coloring and overall just a great minifigure. And lastly, for the Episode 2 Clone Troopers, we have the Clone Captain from the 2013 Republic gunship. Exclusive to that set, he's worth about $60 to $90, but he is very volatile on the market. And next we have some brand new clone troopers from the 2025 May 4th promo. These clone cadets have a very nice red uniform, as well as some dual molded legs and even printing on their arms. There's some great minifigures and worth about $9 a piece. Next we have some Rebel Fleet Troopers appearing in 3 sets and worth about $3 a piece. They'll definitely be a great addition to my Rebel army. And next we have the very first TIE pilot ever from 2001, releasing in 2 sets, and this guy goes for about $6. Our next minifigure is the Mandalorian. This particular version has appeared in 3 sets and is worth about $3. Next we have Aayla Secura from 2017. This version is exclusive to that Republic fighter tank, and this version will sell for about $15. And next we have Yoda as well as his apprentice Count Dooku. First up we have the realistic version from 2013. This one is exclusive to the Duel on Geonosis set, and with his chrome lightsaber hilt both will be worth about $75 a piece. And from the same Duel on Geonosis set we have this Yoda who is worth about $8. And lastly we have the Clone Wars version of Count Dooku from 2009 who has appeared in 3 sets and even the drippiest Lego watch. A great minifigure and both are worth about $30. And with 4 of them, Yoda stands no chance. And that does it for the bagged minifigures, but we also had this case inside, which was hand-tailored put together for me, full of my favorite Star Wars Rebels minifigures. First off, we have Hera Syndulla, who's appeared in 2 sets and is worth about $10. And you can't have Hera without Kanan. This version came out in 5 sets and is worth about $10. And we even have what I thought was the black-haired variant, which would have been worth about $200, but unfortunately it is not. He just has a black hairpiece. It's crazy to think that just changing the color of the beard and eyebrows adds $170 to the price of the minifigure. And we have one more version of Kanan who is exclusive to the Phantom. This is his blind variant that's worth about $40. One of my personal favorite minifigures. You just gotta love that headpiece molded onto the hair. And next from the same set we have Grand Admiral Thrawn, who used to be worth about $130, but after the introduction of the new one he only goes for about $50. He's still a great minifigure though, and to be honest I think I do prefer him over the newer version, other than the fact that he doesn't have the dual molded legs. Next we have Ezra Bridger. The version on the left has appeared in 3 sets and goes for about $5, while the version on the right is exclusive to the other Phantom and is worth about $25. The only difference between the two is the helmet piece, but it's definitely justified at a $20 price tag because the helmet just looks so cool. Next we have some Imperials, with this Imperial officer who's only ever appeared in 2 sets and is worth about $7. And we have one of my favorite characters with Agent Kallus. The one on the left has only ever appeared in 1 set, while the one on the right has appeared in 2. The one without the helmet is worth about $20, while the one with is worth about $25. And next we have the Imperial Astromech Droid, who's exclusive to the Imperial Assault Carrier and is worth about $16. This guy just has such a cool design with that trans-clear head. And speaking of astromech droids, we have Chopper, who's only ever appeared in 4 sets and goes for about $7. And we even have his cheap copy from the 2023 Ghost, who's worth about $10. This is just such a downgrade in my opinion. And next we have my GOAT Commander Sato. Exclusive to the Rebel Combat Frigate, this guy's worth about $50. Just such an amazing character and a very solid minifigure, however he's outshined by one of the other minifigures from that set. That being Rebels Ahsoka, exclusive to that set and worth about $300, and is definitely the most iconic of the Star Wars Rebels minifigures. There's just so much great detailing throughout this minifigure on the headdress as well as the torso and leg printing. And that does it for the minifigures, but we haven't even gotten to the coolest stuff included in this lot just yet. We have this bag full of rare polybags and different promos throughout LEGO history. First off, we have the 2014 May 4th polybag, the Darth Revan. This is definitely one of the most iconic polybags of all time, worth about $400, and Darth Revan is just such a cool character. And now that I have 2 of them, I think I'm going to sell this one over on Whatnot. Our next polybag is this Blue Milk Luke minifigure that released alongside the Skywalker Saga game in 2022. This particular one was a promotion alongside a premium version of the game, and is going to be worth about $25. And next we have TC4, a very cool polybag from 2014, and definitely a bit underrated. I just love that maroon coloring on a protocol droid. It's something that you don't see very often. And speaking of not seeing often, we have this Obi-Wan Kenobi polybag, which was a 20th anniversary minifigure from 2019. And though it's only worth about $10, it's one that I rarely see around. And lastly, we have the Clone Lieutenant polybag from 2013. I love this minifigure as well as the 2013 box art, and this just is one of my favorite polybags, and it's worth about $40. And our last promo is this little coin from 2024. 2024. And though I'm not a big fan of the coins as promos, I think this one's pretty cool. And now we move on to some sets, the first of which is this TIE Fighter with hanger rack. The gift with purchase for the UCS Death Star, and this is definitely a controversial GWP. And though I'm not a big fan of it, I got it for a crazy deal, and the market does go up and down for this, but it's probably gonna sell for around $100, but I think I'm gonna hold on to this one. And next we have the Phantom from 2014. I just couldn't pass up on this one, me being such a huge fan of Star Wars Rebels. And next we have the Droid Carrier gift with purchase from 2024. This is such an amazing set. My only complaint is that you couldn't buy them directly from LEGO and were limited to one per person, and it's worth about $65 today. And next we have a very nostalgic one for me with the Clone Walker Battle Pack from 2009. Worth about $90, this set just brings back so many memories, and you gotta love the Build Your Army logo in the bottom left. And we can't talk about army building without the battle pack that started it all with the Clone Troopers Battle Pack from 2007. This is an amazing set and is worth about $100 today. And I saved the craziest item for last, which is an Ahsoka's Brickhead that has been signed by the voice actress of Ahsoka herself, Ashley Eckstein. Now, unfortunately, there's no way for me to validate if this is real or not. The seller also said that he has no clue whether it's real or not either, but he threw it into this lot for free, so I can't complain. So it's either gonna end up being a priceless item or a worthless item. Nonetheless, it's something super cool to add to my collection, and I am going to be bringing it somewhere to get this authenticated at some point soon in the future, so if you want to stay up to date on that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And that does it for this crazy LEGO Star Wars haul. Let me know down below in the comments what your favorite item from this haul was. And if you want to get your hands on some of them, most of these sets and minifigures will be on sale on Whatnot on November 12th at 6 p.m. EST. And I'll also be giving away the tactical droid and tons of other LEGO Star Wars minifigures. And don't forget to use the link in the description to claim your $15 credit. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe. Drew, signing out.